Hello, Angie Gerber here, and welcome to my podcast, Awareness. Once you know, you can't unknow. A place you can come to start thinking and shifting your thoughts to finally create the results you truly, truly desire. It'll shift your mindset and give you strategies to get out there and get it done. Let's get started. All right, today I want to talk to my small business owners, entrepreneurs. Maybe you have a big business, a booming business. Whatever it is that you're out there doing, I want you, since we're in the first month of the year, to take inventory. And when I say take inventory, I mean, let's get really, really honest with ourselves. What went well? Where did you show up? Where did you crush it and kill it and get it done? I start there because I don't think enough times we stop and celebrate the success, especially as women. I know the ones that I've worked with and even myself, we just kind of glaze over it. We don't want to stop and maybe pat ourselves on the back or take the accolades or just celebrate and really look at our success and honor ourselves for it and honor who we had to become to get there. We just glaze over it and move on. And I get that because we are for expansion. We're spiritual beings having a human experience, not human beings having a spiritual experience. So we're going to want to just expand and keep expanding and keep expanding. But I want you to really focus on stopping and going back to gratitude and be grateful in the moment, never satisfied and always wanting more. But go back to gratitude and look at everything you have created and what you have done. And celebrate yourself and your wins and where you're at today. And on the flip side of that coin, I want you to get really, really honest about where you didn't show up or where you could show up differently or how you could show up differently. Because as I talk about this with my elite coaching clients and people that come to me, with this goal and with this big desire that you have, which my intention for you and my hope for you is that you do have a goal that you don't know how you're going to get it. The only prerequisite is that you want it and you desire it. The how will show itself as you connect to your goal. So it's in having that big goal, that desire, that thing that you're going to wake up every morning and recommit to day after day after day and make this irrevocable committed decision that no matter what, this is where you're going. And it excites you and it terrifies you all at the same time. And when you have that in mind, and as you have that in mind, it's so very important to know that you will not get there from who you are today. So as we're going into the year, really think about what part of you need to leave behind. Because if your goal is big enough, and if you've really set your sights high, like I met with my new accountability, we're doing some business planning together now. Her big goal is huge. And right now, the way is not shown, but it's through her connecting to it and feeling it and just knowing when she's standing in that place with the goal here and done, how that feels and what is she seeing and what is she smelling and who is she talking to and who's congratulating her. So it's going to that place. And the more you can connect to that place, to that feeling, look around using your higher faculty, the imagination, and really feeling into it. That's where you'll collapse the time. And that's where the people, the circumstances, the money, the opportunities, it will all show up. As long as you raise your vibration to that frequency as many times as you can. And the truth is you can't just wish and hope it and sit back and wait and visualize. And that's a huge part of it. Don't get me wrong. But what action are you taking to get there? What intuitive hits are you following? When that name comes in your mind, call him, call her, drive there, stop there. Are you following these little hits? Because they're so very important. That's your inner guidance. It's the universe telling you and putting in your path what it is you need and where you need to go and who you need to talk to. And maybe it might not be them, but in conversation with them, they might be like, oh, you got to talk to this person, or you should go there, or have you tried this? It's all connected. But taking action is the step. That's where so many people start, stop. So in taking action, what actions are you not taking? Where are you holding back? Because we all do it. I don't care who you are. The difference is the top 1% to 3% take action more often than those that aren't up there do. So most people, 90 to 95% of people, get uncomfortable, or they decide it's not for them, or the fear of the unknown, or the fear of what people will think, or the fear of screwing up and looking a fool is much more, it just grips them and it keeps them stuck and it keeps them where they're at. The difference between the 90 to 95% that are stuck and not getting to the 1 to 5, 3 to 5 top percent of the people is just that. It's the 1, 3, 5%, the top people feel all of that stuff. They feel it all, but they take action anyway. They don't let it stop them. So what is stopping you? Truly think about it. Where did you not show up? Where did you hold back? Where did you think of something and right away before you could take action, all the reasons why you shouldn't do it started popping up? And the voices and the faces. Maybe it's people that you haven't talked to in years or someone from your childhood. I know a friend's voice of mine that I haven't seen in over 20 years. I don't know why her face keeps popping up, but it does. And I'm like, maybe I should call her. I don't know. But it's stopping me. It stopped me from taking action. Why? Why do I care? We're obviously not that good of friends. We haven't talked in over 20 years. Why do I care what she thinks? Why does her face and voice keep popping up in my head when I'm sitting here at 47 years old and I haven't seen her since my 20s? Like, how does that even make sense? Yet we do it every day, all day long, as we're trying to step out of ourselves, step out of the zone, step out of, taking our blinders off. We'll sit here and we'll let things like this just spin and keep us stuck. So how do you break out of that? How do you get from the 90 to 95% to the top 1, 3, and 5% of the people that make 97% of the income and money out there? You take action anyway. You do it scared. You say F it. You go all in and your goal is that much more. It means that much to you. And that's why so many people talk about connecting to your why, because you need to recommit every day in order to take those actions, to not let fear take its grips and hold you down. So it's almost like tricking yourself into doing it and doing it when you're in your highest energy, showing up for yourself when you know that at least today, and if only today, you're going to do just this one thing, this one scary thing, get out of your comfort zone, because I can promise you growth will only happen when you're out of your comfort zone. It's very uncomfortable. So how can you start getting comfortable being uncomfortable? And take action. If your goal is big enough, which again, I hope it is big enough. If it's big enough, who do you have to unbecome? What part of you do you have to leave behind? Because it's going to be 50%, 60%, 70%. Some people need to leave 80% of who they are today behind and just detach from it. Let it go to let the new in. So look at the inventory. And if you're liking this podcast, I'm going to stop right here. I know I have it at the beginning and at the end, but share this. Send this to someone. I've been making these podcasts in the hopes of inspiring and, taking all the information that I have learned and putting it out there so people like you can fast track and can learn this and hear this and understand this, because I didn't get this information and I didn't understand, and this wasn't presented to me till I was 40. So share it, please, if this is inspiring you, if it just is resonating with you, and if you know someone that needs to hear it, I'd be so grateful. But think about that. Think about where it is that you've been lying to yourself. Maybe you say you do something, but you don't. Or you're like, I'll do it tomorrow. Procrastination, that is the biggest sabotager of so many people's success. Why put off tomorrow what you could do today? And the reason why procrastination is such a dream killer in my mind is because the moment you get that intuitive hit, the moment you get that thought, that feeling that, oh, I got to do this, or I should do that, or I should record this video. That's me. I'll think about something and then I'll do it later. Or I don't look good enough, or my makeup's not done, or I haven't showered, or whatever the excuses are that come in. I don't want to, I got to do everything to make it perfect. No one wants to see perfect. No one wants, people want to actually see you in the moment and see you while you're inspired. So think about that. Think about all the things you put off. I'll do it later, or I'll write it down. I mean, look around your area right now. So many people I know have dozens of Post-it notes. Really look at your area. Is your area tight? Your container tight? Are you clean? Are you concise? Are you precise? Or are you scattered everywhere? Because how you show up in one area is how you show up in every area. So start there. Start cleaning up your car, your home, your drawers, your closet, your desk area, where you create. Really start thinking about who you want to show up as. And show up as that person that has already achieved that big goal. You're standing in your goal. You're listening to the people around you congratulate you. You're feeling the feels, all the feels of what it took to get here and how amazing it is. And now what? And celebrating. Feel that feeling and make decisions from that place. Put yourself as your goal already achieved, or your desire already here, and make decisions from there. You'll find that the decisions are yes or no. In the moment, is this something that Angie at XYZ would do? Or am I making this decision from who I am today? You can't make decisions from who you are today. You need to detach from your current results and go to the end result, go to the end goal, and start thinking about what that version of you does. What does that morning routine look like? How do you wake up? How do you go to bed? Who are you spending your time with? What conversations are you having? Who are you letting go? And if it's a family member, as I've said, don't go as often and don't stay as long. But you don't have to inundate yourself with all this noise and information that's not going to inspire you. And if you feel the contraction, then you need to do something about it, because we should be in expansion, not contraction. So Just had some really good conversations this week, and I had to jump on here and share that and not procrastinate the message. I got the hit and I just did it right away because I think it's really, really something to lean into. I've talked about a little bit, but it's about unbecoming as much as becoming. So what 50% of you do you need to leave behind? Is it the excuses, the procrastination, the bad habits? What bad habits do you need to let go of? Start with one. If it's exercise, if it's waking up earlier, if it's food, if it's spirituality, if it's meditation, if it's, maybe instead of binging Netflix for 3 hours, only do 2 hours, and on the other hour, read something, watch a YouTube video, expand your mind. There's just so much that you can be doing. It's the 1% better every day. If you get 1% better every day and you beat your personal best day after day after day, you're the worst version of yourself in this very moment, and you win every day and beat your personal best every day. Like Bob Proctor told me, you will need a telescope to look back to see who you once were. And he's absolutely right. Year after year after year, you'll be astounded by who you become and what you get done. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing. So I invite you to share this. Let me know how I can be helping. It's going to be an amazing year, and it's going to be what you make it. You're your only problem and your only solution. Start looking at yourself. And if you're pointing the finger outwards, point it back at yourself. Don't point it at anyone else. Go get it done. You've got this. I believe in you. Thanks for spending some time with me today. And if you like what you heard, feel free to share, like, subscribe, follow, do whatever it is you do. I'd love to get this out to as many people as possible because it truly all does start with awareness. Once you know, you cannot unknow, and it changes everything. And of course, if I can help in any way, I'm here and happy to do so. Until next time, make it a good one.